Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Kingdom Soldier, and I'm back again with another gameplay slash commentary. Let me ask you guys a question. So let's say you live in California. Just imagine with me that you live in California, and let's say that during your living in California, you decide that you want to go to Home Depot and get a fan for your house. And so you go to Home Depot to get this fan, and you don't know where the fans are, so you ask one of the attendants. You're like, hey, where are your fans at? And you know Home Depot. If you've ever been to Home Depot, they don't just tell you where something's at. They actually walk you there. It's one of their, service things. And so the guy's like, oh, okay, I'll show you where the fans are at. And you're like, oh, no, it's okay. Just tell me where they are. I might look at some other stuff on the way. And so he's like, well, they're in aisle 9. You're like, okay, I'll go to aisle 9. You start to walk to aisle 9, and, you're like, man, I don't know if I really want to buy a fan today. I don't know how much they're going to be. And when you get to aisle 7, as you're walking down each aisle, you're kind of looking, and you're looking to the right to see if there's anything in that aisle that you want to look at, because you're redoing your living room, and so you're looking to the right. And when you get to aisle 7, you look to the right, and what do you see but a man with his sleeves rolled up, with a saw in his hands, sawing off his own arms? What would you do? This actually happened yesterday in California. By the time you guys see this video, it might have happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago. This happened yesterday as I'm recording it. In California, a man walked into Home Depot, asked where the saws were. They told him that they were in aisle 7, and he said, I don't need anybody to help me. I'm going to go to aisle 7 myself. He went to aisle 7. He started picking out different saws. He found one that cuts through sheet metal or something like that, and literally sawed both of his arms to the bone. He took the saw and sawed his own arm as far as he could go, and then somehow, with that arm having all that flesh ripped off, put the saw in that same hand and sawed his other arm to the bone. When I heard this story, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to share this with my subscribers. I was on the internet this morning because I'm teaching tonight at church, and I was doing some last-minute research, for some anecdotes, and I saw this story, and I was like, what in the world is going on? Now, as far as I know, there hasn't been any released information about if this guy was crazy, but I started to think about, wait, what would I do if I was in the store when that happened? Now, luckily, there was a fire marshal that was off duty, and he happened to see these people freaking out. People were screaming, and, because this dude was covered in blood. He had cut his own arms to the bone. I can't even imagine what that looked like. So this dude is sitting there cutting his arms. He's probably not screaming or anything, so I'm imagining he must have been on some drugs or something. Because for you to have the strength to cut one arm and then put a saw in the hand that you just cut to the bone and saw the other arm, you had to be on something. This dude had to be on something. So this off-duty fire marshal grabs his keys, throws them to his wife. She knew immediately that it was time for him to go to work, and he just jumped in there and took charge and told the police what to do and the workers what to do and took over and got it done, and that guy is still alive. He's in critical condition, but he's still alive. And I found myself wondering, like, wait a minute, what the heck would I do? What would you guys do? What would you do if you literally are in the store? Would you keep walking? Like, this isn't like someone's pushing their car on the road and you're trying to decide whether or not you're going to get out of your car to help them. Like, oh man, that guy probably needs some help. I should probably stop. I'm really in a hurry to get to work or to get home. I'm tired. I want to go home and play Xbox. I want to go see my family. I want to get something from McDonald's. This is totally different. You're walking through the store and you look over and there's a man with his flesh hanging off his arms, bleeding all over the place. And I'm sorry for the, the gory details and all that kind of stuff, but I just want to know, like, what would you do? Because I gotta be honest with you guys, I guess I would stop. I would at least stop and look, like when you see an accident on the freeway. But that's kind of out of my league. Like, I wouldn't know. I mean, I would not know what to do. And I hope that doesn't sound bad because, you know, I'm a pastor and everything. But I just literally, I would be so shocked. My wife would probably faint or start screaming. But I would stare. I guess realistically, I would walk in the direction of the whatever was going on and be like, hey, you guys need any help? I can tell you this, I would be very calm. I've been in situations where people have fainted, fallen out. When you know, this is unfortunate, but when I was a manager still at Starbucks, I actually had a guy, he had a, not a heart attack, oh man, I forget what it's called, a stroke in my lobby. And he actually died from it. Like, he was one of our favorite and most frequent customers. You know, named George. You know, may he rest in peace. But you know, he had a stroke in the lobby, and you know, I very calmly told my team what to do. I told my customers what to do. I called the police, of course. You know, we put his head on something, and he was still awake and everything, but he didn't really know what was going on, and everybody was worried, and I just, you know, was very calm about it, and my employees did a good job. I just told them to stay focused on serving their customers as best they could. If they needed to cry or anything, because I had a lot of girls, of course, working for me, and working moms worked for me a lot when I was at Starbucks, but they just went, you know, they went in the back room if they needed to cry. It was a very weird scene, but we got it taken care of, and it wasn't this big distraction and everything. But you know, we heard that day he made it to the hospital, but didn't stay alive very long after he arrived at the hospital. And so I know I would be calm in the situation, but I don't know what I would actually be able to do to help. You know, because I'm not the best with blood. You know, I'm not the best person to deal with blood, unless it's the blood that was shed up. You know, let me stop. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys are being entertained wildly by this crazy gameplay, 58-14 on Hijacked. I must have been host, guys. I mean, in all honesty, I must have been host. Me and Godly Disciple in this game, between the two of us, went 103-21. That was our combined score. In the second round, you can see Godly just started to go off, and I had to end up looking for kills because he's getting VSATs and escort drones and stealth choppers, you know. And so with my little sentry gun, I wasn't picking up as many kills as him, so I had to run around and try to find him. But I really must have been hosting this game because, I mean, you can watch my shots and go, wait a minute, how did he kill that guy? You know, and so, yeah, hey, when I get host, I love it. I run around like a monster. You know, I don't know how to, you guys can tell me if you know how do you tell when you have host, you know? Yes, I'm a YouTube commentator, and I have no idea how to tell if you have host, you know. It's the truth. But I really don't know. And I think someone's told me before, like on Modern Warfare 3, but I never know. But I felt in this game like I had, like, you know, the Host Pro perk was on. It was activated. You know, I had that extra perk slot, Host Pro. I felt like it was going. And I just, you know, beasted on these guys. So, yeah, let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys would do. I got a little excited here towards the end of this game because I wanted to beat my record, which was 62, actually on this map. And so I was trying to beat it, and I just couldn't find any kills. And so, you know, I didn't end up getting it. But, you know, I got close, and it was a good game. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this gameplay. I've been dropping a lot of 50s recently. Probably my better internet connection is helping me out. But I went 58-14, 2 captures, 14 defends, 7,200 points, which is awesome because I'm trying to get to that Prestige Master, which I should be there soon. And I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll do a road to Prestige Master when I get to the 10th Prestige. But this is your boy, Kingdom Soldier, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.